Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 5th round of the XtremeRPM Endurance Series. I'm incredibly sorry for the delay, but we had some technical problems setting up with the stream. But we're finally live now, and we will be live until the end of the race.
I'll leave you to it. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rick. And by the way, it's Jeroen that is commentating, it's not me today. I've been promoted to race director, so I'm gonna go to my duties, and Jeroen is gonna stay here. I'm hopefully gonna convince Ben Willis to come down, we'll see. But Jeroen, good luck.
Yeah, thank you. You good luck up in race control. I do notice a funny thing. I'm not sure if you're seeing it, but the timer says 3 hours instead of 6 hours.
The timer? No,
yeah, on the stream.
Leave the timer.
Leave the timer, okay.
And my R factor stopped working, which is amazing, and I have to connect again. Oh crap.
Okay, but as already said, we're incredibly sorry for the delay, but we're finally here, and we'll be with you till the end. We're currently watching the race leader, almost going into the barrier right there, but he is still the race leader. Watching, can go down. Hang on, I'm still installing myself. Right, here we go. Okay, so Ricardo is the race leader for Project XTR with a gap of 22 seconds. This is our current second place runner, Eddie Gustina, with a gap of 4 seconds to the guy behind him. This is really weird, by the way, because it's a petrol car in second place in front of a few diesel cars. So we might see some weird things this time around. Especially since we're already like 50 minutes into the first race. I'm probably gonna expect some pit stops very soon due to the late upcoming of the live stream. We have Royce Groten. There we go, that's the first pit stop. It's a Nick Barclay for Atlantic Racing. He will be dropping to probably last place in class, which is still 7th overall. Currently we do have a few temp cars because the skins got updated and they were not yet updated on the broadcast computer. There's another one, this is Air Racing's GT car. If you followed us with the qualifying, you did have a sneak peek of the skin if you stayed with us. And funnily enough, there's the other Air Racing car just going past him right now. LMP1 car. That's another car in the pit. I'm looking for Royce Groten, which is the current leader in the LMP2 class. There we have him. This is the leader in the LMP2 class, which with already quite a gap to the second place runner Seaback Kiss for leader racing team, which I do believe is their first time coming out in this championship. He is still ahead of Martin Schulinger, which we can see is right behind him in the Audi. This is a battle for position overall. Although Martin is driving the LMP1 Audi and Royce Groten is driving, yeah, there we go. It's just a matter of time before Martin's gonna put it next and go straight around. Let's see if Royce Groten can hang on. William P1 car because he does have an amazing pace of about 2 minutes and 3 seconds per lap, and the LMP1 cars are only going 4 seconds faster than the LMP2 cars this time around, with averaging between all the cars is about 2 minutes flat. Then we can go to the GT cars. We have Wolfgang Hans for Free White Motorsport GT. They qualified first with a 2:15.7 and were a full second and a half clear of the second place, which was taken by RFDT Racing with a 2:16.9. This guy is probably going places. He needs to make up. Hey? Right, I got an interruption with my team there, which is the J Racing team. I'm their strategic engineer, so I'll be in touch and sometimes go quiet for a minute. Right, and apparently Eddie is fighting position. There we go. There's this. He is currently fighting with a diesel car, which is right behind him. According to my live timing, he's already in front of him, but we'll have to see. Yeah, there we go. He just lost position to the diesel car. I'm gonna. Oh, he make big slide. Probably Eddie is gonna put it right next to him. He's going on the outside. And he did take back the position. This is very impressive racing, people. Now there's some backmarkers coming up. Can Eddie use these to fight off Alexis Cuerte? You sure? Oh, what happened there? That's not good. That's someone losing something. Cuerte going faster out of the corner, hitting right on the rear wing of Eddie Gustina. Eddie going wide. And there we have it. Cuerte going ahead of Gustina. Let's see if Gustina can hold on to the rear end of the diesel car. And it might yield for some very interesting results at the end of the race. Now, if my eye is right, there's a battle in the LMP2 class between third and second position. Tabakism. Wait, hang on. This guy is in pursuit of the car in front, as we all were. This is the Team DPL against the leader racing team. Right in front. Ooh, that's a nasty spin for someone. Let's see if we can quickly find out who that was. Okay, this is the battle for second position in the LMP2 class. Oh, and a big spin for the car in front, which opens up opportunities for the car behind him. Not going side by side through Eau Rouge. Maybe he's gonna get him on the Camel Straight, which he probably is. Defending the inner line, is he gonna stick to it, or he's not going to make a move into the next corner, which is weird, but there we go into turn number 9. A very impressive move. Good driving from both of them. Take it back. Where they're not really able to pull away from Eddie with only a 1.2 second gap to Eddie, which means the petrol cars are not that under advantaged over the diesels in this on this track. Apparently the guy from Leader Racing did retake his own position on the second spot. I'm just gonna leave you guys here. I've got to do something real quick. Okay, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. And apparently, these two are still fighting for the second position in the LMP2 class. I'm just thinking we're gonna stick for them for quite a while until they're gonna make their pit stops and see how that works out. Uh, Martin from Freeride Motorsports on the LMP1 class just posted a new best lap of the race with a 1:59.156 from the LMP1 class. And this battle for second place in the LMP2 class is only taking place around 10 seconds behind the leader. Or my life timing is screwing up, but and I am joined by Pedro Nomes.
Hi, hello.
Pedro. So Pedro, for what team are you guys racing?
I race for Project XTR, but today I'm not going to race, so I'm just going to be here to help a bit on the commentary.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We're just following these two guys around the track. They're fighting for second position on the P2 class, and they haven't let each other go for at least the last 5 or 6 laps.
I've been following the transmission. This is a very interesting battle here. Really very interesting. Do you think any of them has the upper hand?
At this point in time, no, most definitely not. They're just too close together to say they have the advantage over each other and they can create a gap. Apparently, Alex Querta for 51 Racing just entered the pits for the first time. We're gonna see what that does. Martin from Freeride Motorsport just passed the guy.
They dropped Alexis Cahet dropped to 5th place now.
Yeah, he's still ahead of the LMP2 cars.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Freeride is very down on the classification. They are in 4th place.
Yeah, and I'm just seeing that Gear Racing, the petrol-powered car, is on the 2nd place. I did not expect the petrol cars to be this good around in Spa. Oh, and apparently Royce Schouten from the leader and the guy in pursuit of this guy both went into the pits together. Here we see Royce Schouten, which was the previous leader for the LMP2 class, but the Team RPGL Racing, this guy is the current leader on the LMP2 class.
Yeah. So Roy Schotten is leaving now the pits. He's in the 2nd position in the LMP2s.
Do you think Roy will get the guy back, or?
I think so. Roy is a very strong driver. So are at least another of these teammates is also really fast. I believe they are At the moment, they might be the strongest team here in the LMP2s. But like we were seeing, both Smarda from Team RGPL Czech and Zabakis from Leader Racing Team were also very strong, although Zabakis now dropped to 4th place in his class LMP2.
Yeah, but remember, he did make a pit stop, and the guy in front did not yet make a pit stop, so that might influence.
Exactly, that's going to come into play.
We're just gonna watch on the time screens when the guy, leader guy, is going into the pits, and then we'll see where he comes out.
Exactly. Did 3 Wide Motorsport had an incident?
Maybe.
They usually are competing for first place. They only they are also fighting for fastest lap with Ricardo Azevedo from Project XTR. Project XTR. Oh no, Ricardo just destroyed the best lap. He did a 58.9. 3 wides is 59.1, the best lap.
Do you think Free Wide is making a chance for a podium this time around?
They are always a contender for podium here at XtremeRPM. Maybe they are in a different tactic. Maybe they are planning less tire changes. Maybe they are running on a harder compound. Maybe that's why they are so down. Or either that, or one of their drivers might have spun. I don't know. I didn't saw that.
In the first, they're the first car who already made a pit stop. So maybe when the first 3 are going in, they'll come out in front. Although Ricardo does have a 37-second gap to the second place guy, Eddie Gustina.
And he's 1 lap over. Is 1 lap ahead of the 3 Wide Racing Motorsport.
Just about a lap, yeah. Maybe a minute. It's changing a lot in the live timing, and I do believe it's about one.
There's
1
always
minute.
a fluctuation there. There's an LMP2 catching up on, so Marcelo Roldan is catching up on Roy Schotten, or either that or Roy Schotten has passed him recently. So Schotten is currently P2 on LMP2 and Marcelo Roldan is position number 3 on LMP2, so they are only separated by 5 seconds.
I'm surprised to see my GT teammates doing so well. They're currently running second as the Jerry Racing team in GT class. Which is really surprising because we usually only run LMP1's cars only, but being them second in class is very impressive. They're only behind Free Wide Motorsport, who did an amazing job in qualifying with over a second gap to second place position.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, and you have the second fastest lap of the GTs, only beaten by 3 Wide Motorsport GT. So you are going strong. Congratulations.
Very impressive. I did not expect we were able to beat for a podium on the GT class. I knew we could do very well in the LMP1 class because, as we saw in qualifying, the gap between the diesels and the petrol cars weren't that big around.
Yeah. Here in Spa, I practiced with our P1, the Peugeot, and then I tried the Creation. And actually the Creation felt great in this track because of the weight difference. Apparently is making a lot of difference in performance here. So that's why probably we're not seeing such a big of a gap between the diesel and the petrol powered cars. It's because of that weight difference. Here in Spa we have plenty of long corners, and that weight difference does help out the cars that have less power, but also less weight.
Do you think the petrol cars can go for a podium this time around, or is the gap too big over the 6-hour time period?
I'd say things are looking very good for Jerry Racing.
Well, it's not only Jerry Racing. There are other petrol cars still not that far behind the other diesel cars.
So, hang on, 3 wide just passed Alex Strum. 3 wide is now position number 3. Ace Racing is now position number 4. They are.
Setnek is staying out a long time. If it's correct, they're probably already running for about an hour now, and they still didn't make the pit stop.
Which team?
The leading team in the LMP2 class.
Oh, I see. Well, they must be getting really close to coming in.
I have absolutely no idea what to expect from the LMP1 and the LMP2 cars. With the fuel and...
Well, yes, apparently, so Zdenek Smarda, when he makes his pit stop, is going to fall behind Roy Schroten from Drag Racing VBM. That should happen. Because...
The gap between Roy Schouten and Marcelo Rodon is keeping around 5 seconds.
Exactly, that gap isn't moving, so they are with very strong pace, both, and they can't either get away or get closer.
It's a shame we still have temp cars on the broadcast, because I know for a fact the skin that Ron van den Hof, which is running second in GT class, is in a very, very nice skin. I did show you guys in the broadcast of qualifying, and the leader of the P2 car just went into the pits.
Yeah, so the leader of the P1.
Yeah, they're both in the pits. Maybe we can find...
Schroten is passing now.
I believe this guy is now a race leader. He is. He just overtook Ricardo on the pits. This means that the petrol car is leading, and it's Jerry Racing with Eddie Gustina on the wheel.
Well, overall, Ricardo is still on top. Roy Schroten is 1 lap down from Ricardo still, or might have unlapped himself.
Oh, I see. So Ricardo had a big enough gap to do a free pit stop. Ah,
yes,
nice.
Ricardo fastest lap was a 58.9. Schroten's team fastest is a 2:03.1. So he would have at least 1 lap over. I'd say 1 lap over. So Roy Schroten might have unlapped himself. Yeah, he unlapped himself now.
Yeah, but I'm talking on the LMP1 cars, and I fought Eddie Gustina for Jerry Racing, which is currently second overall, second in class.
And he's just 3 seconds behind.
Yeah, and I thought he was going to take him on the pit stop, but apparently Ricardo just came out in front of him.
Okay, let's see if Gustina can catch up.
I highly doubt it. Ricardo is a very fast driver with a diesel car.
Yeah, it is. He's very experienced, very quick.
It's a 2.1 second between the best lap of both drivers. And I'm pretty sure that's not only experience coming into play there.
Exactly.
Do we have another battle going on?
Let's see. So, Ace Racing is just 4 seconds behind 3 Wide Motorsport on the top.
Oh, right, yeah.
on the P2s, also FVR team is 7 seconds behind Drag Racing.
7 seconds is still quite a gap.
Yeah, let's
just
check the GT.
Trying to find Alex.
Well, the GTs things are closer now. JR Racing has dropped to 4th. They have 5 seconds behind Rush Motorsport GT.
Another 5 seconds ahead of Rush Motorsport GT.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
about 10 seconds down on Team RPGL. So I guess the second place they had was because they didn't go into the pits yet. Because now, apart from the J Racing P1 and the Ace Racing P1 car, everyone in the P1s have made a pit stop.
Oh yeah. Very true. And Ace Racing with Alex Strum has also yet to come into the pits. His best lap was his last one, so he must be running very low on fuel, obviously, so he's making very fast laps.
So we expect the guy we see on screen to go into the pits either this lap or maybe 3 or 4 more laps before he needs to go into the pit.
J Racing is keeping at 4 seconds behind Project XTR.
It's very impressive. I did not expect a petrol car could stick that close to the top to a diesel car. And there we go, J Racing is in the pits. I'm gonna assume Alex Strum is going into the pits right now as well. They're just emptying their tanks. He's not, he's actually going past.
But J Racing is not... Oh, he's lost position now.
Yeah, they did lose position. We'll find them. So it's easier to do. It's a mighty long pit stop. There we go, he's out. So let's go back to Alex Trump for a second, because he's the only LMP1 car that didn't pit yet.
Yes, correct, he's in 3rd place. Only 6 seconds behind 3 Wide Motorsports, so still maintaining his gap. He's lapping very fast, 159.9.
I do hope they have their fuel under control, else they'll stop on the track, and that might not be an ideal situation for
Yeah,
them.
exactly. That's not very hard to happen on a long track.
So, J Racing dropped down to 5th position, coming from 2nd, with only one car who didn't make a pit stop yet. So that means they effectively lost 2 positions.
Yes, they are now 7 seconds behind 51 Racing, which is another Peugeot. And they are still, I'm showing on the live timing, they are still on their outlap, so
Yeah.
I can't give you an idea yet of their pace relative to each other.
Well, seeing the 1st and 2nd sector times, they're quite quick already. I'm just hoping he doesn't ruin his tires because they're still cold. What just happened to Eddie? Did they press escape because their sector times disappeared?
Yeah, correct.
Happened. No, yeah, Whew. I don't know. We're following Alex Stroom. Because he still needs to make a pit stop, and we're still wondering how long he can maintain staying out.
Yeah, still no update on the hot lap system from their racing.
They just put down the first time on the first sector.
Oh yes, I see.
Not a bad time, but I've seen better. Marshall Rodon, which is running
in
P
the pits.
In the pits, yep.
3 Wide Motorsport is also in the pits again.
Yep. Oh, that's interesting.
Just like Team RGPL Monkeys, who are now P4 on the GTs.
Yep.
So Alex Stroom, that's still on track, now jumps up to 2nd place.
Very impressive, but only 30 seconds behind the leader. When is this guy going to pit? Damn it!
Yeah. I think this is the first hybrid car we've seen this year.
Isn't the Audi from Ricardo also the hybrid?
No, only Peugeots. This is in this mod. This is the Peugeot is just diesel, and it's the Audi R10, I believe. That was still the Audi that was open top. They are both only diesels, yes.
Okay,
not
probably
not the latest cars.
Okay. So Alex Strom is running the only hybrid car in the P1 class then?
Well, I say that jokingly because he's going a lot further without having to refuel, so
right.
I believe they might have put a hybrid system on his car.
Well, maybe they're just running without boost.
Yeah, that's probably the sanest and more rational reason.
Yeah. And he just passes the pit again. This is insane.
Yeah, he's still going.
He's still going. This is insane.
So by this rate, they might be able to stop one less time than all the others.
I think if they're gonna maintain this, they're probably not gonna stop half the times needed by the other cars. Because we're already 20 to 30 minutes into the second stint of the leader. So give or take another 20 minutes, and he's got to come in again.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe one less stop. That's for sure. Maybe two.
Another fun fact: the guy who he just passed in the LMP2 car, David Vanderek, is the only LMP2 car who did not make a pit stop either.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, they must be running with boost 1.
And apparently Killer Motorsport, Marcelo Aliello, also did not make a pit stop yet.
Correct.
So there's 2 cars on the P2 category who didn't make a pit stop, and then there's this guy, Alex Stroom, on the P1 who did not make a pit stop yet.
I'm receiving a poke from Fabio saying that Stroom uses solar cells integrated in his car.
Well,
yes, that's a very efficient way.
Yeah.
Well thought. Might add a little bit of weight, ruins the car handle a bit, but yeah.
And I can't believe my eyes. He's still running.
This is good. This is the one of the most interesting parts about endurance racing is the different strategies.
Oh, but you'd assume everyone just gives a full tank and goes. I mean, I can't imagine the leader running only half a tank for 40 minutes and then loading another half a tank.
Not at all. But it's what you were talking about. The boost makes a huge difference on fuel consumption. Using a certain type of tire also will have an effect of on consumption, because imagine if you're on softs, you're going faster, you can be with more time on the gas, so it will increase a little bit the fuel consumption. And we have the other how do I say, the other example of strategy, unless they had an accident, which is 3 Wide Motorsport, which are usually fighting for first place. They are now in 5th place and they already have 2 pit stops. So if this was by strategy, which I don't think it was, because they are not lapping that fast, it didn't compensate, and then you have these guys that are really well, we have now Marcel Aiello on the pits.
Yeah.
P2.
Now we still have David Bradnick for Team RPGL Czech, who still did not make a pit stop on the P2 class.
Exactly. So these guys are now looking like the heroes. Let's see by the end of the race if they where they stand exactly. But like you said, they are going really well and looking like they can do maybe less 2 pit stops than all the others. Well, one is for sure, but
Yeah.
maybe less 2.
There he goes, finally into the pits after 1 hour and 30 minutes of racing, approximately. I'm not entirely sure who or what when we started, because I was working on the live timing. We didn't get it fixed for 40 minutes into the race, so
Usually there's about an half an hour delay. Yeah, but should be a little over an hour. So let's see where he drops now.
I think he's gonna go behind Free White Motorsport. I'm not sure. Their lap times looked really good on Alex Strum. I mean, his last lap was a 59.9.
Oh, actually, we might have a fight brewing up on the track. True White is catching up on J Racing now, and Ace Racing. They are all very close.
Yeah, they just passed the pit, so he did drop behind Free White Motorsport.
Maybe we could keep up with this fight, because we have 3 cars very close. J Racing, 3 Wide and Ace Racing.
Right. So,
And
Martin.
51 too.
Yeah. Let's hope the GT cars isn't that much of a trouble, because that might really hurt their times.
Yeah, let's keep with J Racing.
Yep.
3 Wide is now down, close the gap to 2 seconds. Now it's showing 1 second, 0.8.
Well, they still have to pass the back marker, so that might have to do something with it.
Oh yeah, this is not going to be clean cut, because like we are seeing the lighter cars have an advantage here on this track.
Looks like it, yeah. So Eddie is only 4 seconds behind 51 Racing, and Martin's only about 2 seconds behind Eddie. Well, that might brew into something really interesting in about
Exactly.
15 to 20 minutes.
So we have 51 Racing in second place. That is 1 lap behind Ricardo, that is in first place. So
I really don't think that's a full. I can't imagine it being a full lap.
well, I don't know. I just it's just what's showing up.
I know. I'm
showing
looking at the
up on
same timings you are, and it is. Ah, there we go. It's only a minute and about 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, it's almost. Well,
It's almost a full lap.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
either half a lap or almost a full lap.
but anyway, so now we have J Racing 4 seconds behind 51 Racing, that's in second, and 3 wide 1.7 seconds behind J Racing,
Yeah.
that's in third, and even Ace Racing with Alex Strum is 7 seconds behind 3 wide Motorsport, but they are now running on a full tank, so they might be dragging a little bit.
Yeah, I had word on my team that the GT car of our team is in competition with someone. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Why can't I find my teammate? There we go. This guy should be. Ah, there we go. It's wait, let me. Right, apparently it was just a spin and not necessarily a fight. We can go back to the P1 cars. Ah, he was close behind the car in front, but he made a spin on the GT car, which is a shame because they're running 6th currently in class, which is a nice place to go with.
So 3 wide is still closing the gap to J Racing, and I believe that J Racing is closing the gap to 51, so I think we might have a 3-car pile-up of them all fighting for position between 51 Racing, J Racing and 3 wide Motorsport.
That's gonna turn out really. I'm assuming 3 wide Motorsport will get past both cars in front and will take 2nd place, but
the thing is that you don't see them really catching that so fast, at least as fast as I would expect. Things are very level.
yeah. But you. Do you think Roos Gruiten can stay ahead of Nico Bartley in the LMP1 car? He's only running a P2 car, but I can see him jumping P1 cars from every now and again.
Well, judging by their best, Schroten's car is about 3.5 seconds slower than the P1, but the P1 might have crashed, might have some sort of.
And there we go.
troubles.
We have 3 wide Motorsport overtaking J Racing.
Oh yeah, he went on the Astro.
Yeah. Oh, he's being blocked by the GT car. That might hurt. Well, not too much. So now we're
Now
just
he
behind.
passes. Augustinus coming through as well.
Now it's just a hunt to 51 Racing.
Correct. No. Let's see. Just 6 seconds.
6-second gap. Yep.
But it's you really don't see the 3 wide Motorsport car just pulling away so easily.
Nope.
I think they might have an advantage after Eau Rouge.
Oh! Oh, that was very close to touching.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Yeah, that was really close. Agustino really made an effort there.
Yeah, it's good to see them fighting. Just hope nothing ends in trouble.
Let's see in this straight if 3 wide can pull away. Judging by the power of the Peugeot, that might happen.
I don't think no.
But no,
I don't think.
yeah,
I think
Agustino
Jer's
is really
catching
close.
up. Yeah, they're going side by side, and they're
Agustino
just
takes the
ahead of
place
him.
back.
They just took. Wow.
Yeah, this is quite amazing.
Now, there's quite a few GT cars in front of them, so Ooh,
Yeah, this is
that's a
going
tight
to be,
fit from
this is going to be
Martin.
really hot.
Ooh.
It's I can't.
Ronnie going out of the way there very nicely.
Stollinger. I hope I'm saying that correctly. So Stollinger
Stollinger.
is now chasing Gustina. He's
Yeah.
blocked behind the GT car.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah,
Oh well.
Yeah, that's part of.
It's part of endurance. Yeah, you gotta live with it.
Exactly. It was
Maybe-
amazing the way Gustina was able to reel Strollinger back in that straight line, exactly where I was expecting Strollinger actually to pull away, but no.
I think the Jerry Racing team does have a very setup based on top speed and the car for Free Ride Motorsport is mainly designed for exiting corners really fast, because if you can see them exiting a corner side by side, you can see Martin pulling away from Eddie, but then in the higher speeds Eddie is getting closer. You'll see here Martin will gain. No, I lied. I don't know what Martin is doing.
No, they might have some car trouble. That might explain their extra pit stop. They might have contact with the GT or with the barrier, so their car might be slower. These cars lose a lot of top speed when they are damaged, even after they are repaired. So
Yeah.
that might be the situation that's holding 3-Wide Motorsport back.
We have Ronnie here in the Spiker,
Beautiful car.
but in fighting with the car in front, that's a cutoff or radial.
Yeah, that's a bit of a cutoff.
But apparently they're fighting with the car in front, which is Piricano
Well, still
for 6th place. I wonder if he can pull it in, because he's still about 2 seconds behind.
the other close battles.
Yeah, we do.
Well, 3-Wide is on the rear of J Racing again.
But that's a fight we could probably watch till the end of the race, but that's not too exciting.
Yeah, exactly. We need to have air.
This guy should be right on the tail of his. Yeah, there we go. He's catching the guy in front. Palet versus Gina Palo. This is a battle for position.
Okay, two Porsches battling in Spa. That black car is a really beautiful livery.
Is that your team by any chance?
Hmm?
Is that your team by any chance?
No.
Defending the inside line very nicely.
Augustin is coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is
Going past them in the middle.
in the middle.
Now Stollinger.
And the Stollinger does the same in the free wide in the first. Oh, that's contact.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
Both
Giannopoulos.
outside, both kept it clean and outside of the barrier, so they're probably just gonna continue racing. But he
Yeah.
did. Palet did take the position from Giannopoulos.
Yeah, he did. I mean, now Giannopoulos almost certainly has some serious damage on his car.
Palet
Palet
seems
also
to have
because he's
parking like a
Exactly.
welder.
Exactly, throwing sparks everywhere. It's a shame. If they don't have to pit because of that contact, that would be very lucky.
I think they don't really have to. It might hurt their times slightly, but I don't think it's that important to get into the pits.
Well, they'll have suspension damage almost for sure. At least Giannopoulos, see him running wide. He had contact, I believe it was on his right front wheel. So when cornering to the left, that's really going to have an effect. Especially on a GT, that's a car where you can really feel the weight of the car.
That does not look good for Giannopoulos, I have to say. Is this guy? Yeah, that's this guy.
Yeah. Giannopoulos.
That's not something I could pronounce correctly ever.
I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it correctly either, but well,
I wonder if he's gonna go into the pits because of the damage, because it looks like they do have.
yeah, he's losing a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this is a shame when well, the P1 car did his job, just try to go as fast as possible, but he was racing for position. But then
We could maybe watch a replay. I'm not sure if we can, but
no, Giannopoulos is still going to continue.
yeah, Palet's staying in front. We have, yeah, now we do have the Ronnie with the guy in front of him. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? What?
Oh, hang on, we still have.
Oh, that's a major spin out of the bus stop. That's a shame. They were right on the tail of
might have
the guy in
bumped
front.
into the AstroTurf, and the champion of the last stoppers is David Beranek, who has yet to pit.
Oh my god, that's insane!
Yeah,
They've run 42 laps. That's not wow.
He just did his
Personal best lap. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
It's only 0.2 of a second slower than the fastest lap in class.
Yeah, so then Roy Schroten. So Schroten is from Drag Racing VBM. He's going for speed probably, and Beranek is going for the long runs for lesser stops. Let's see in the end what pays off.
This was the guy who was fighting the car of Leader Racing Team, but they seem to have been able to pull away for 16-17 seconds now. Although they did make a pit stop.
They did make a pit stop?
Yeah, the car in front of Team RGPL Leader Racing Team. Those two guys were really close earlier this race.
Oh yes, correct. Yes. Well, and 3 wide is not passing Jar Racing. That's good news for your team.
Air Racing just posted a personal best lap with a 159.7.
That's impressive.
That's only 0.8 of a second slower than Ricardo on his best lap.
Let's see if we have.
I'm not sure how far the leader of the GT class is clear of the second place runners, but the second place just posted their personal best with a 219.7 for Jamaica Boys X Team.
I'd say they are close to 1 lap ahead.
I am guessing the same. I can't say. Ooh, Beranek into the not track.
Yeah, still alive. Gustina coming by. Oh, Stollinger right on his
Right
tail.
behind them. Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, great fight.
On the inside, yeah,
Exactly.
very nice.
Gustina passing on the inside now.
Martin
Stollinger
has
is
to do
going
the
have
same
to wait
before
a
the
bit.
bus stop.
Ooh,
Oh,
might be
this is gonna hurt
complicated.
Martin really bad.
Yeah. Now he has to be patient.
Yeah. Whew.
But see, Beranek isn't losing a lot to Gustina.
Well,
Either he's just on the straight, that he's just pulling away.
yeah. Now
Here's
Martin
the
has to
Powers.
catch Beranek before Eau Rouge. Else this is gonna hurt Martin real bad. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Beranek moves over. They're gonna
so
side by
now-
side into Eau Rouge. Will this go? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Martin left it. That was really close.
Yeah. Beranek. Not making things easy for Stollinger.
I'm not sure how race control will judge this,
They-
but I'm pretty sure Baranek is maybe gonna get a penalty for this.
And Stollinger couldn't even pass a P2 on the straight. I'm sure they have
I think that
top
has to
speed
do
problem.
with Arouge. If they were able to get out of Arouge side by side, I think Martin would have passed the guy.
Yeah, but still the power differential between the P2 and the Peugeot, that's I believe, if I'm not mistaken, might be the car with the best horsepower and torque on the field. They might have some top speed issues.
Now remember, we're watching the guy who did not yet make a pit stop, staying in front of an LMP1 car. I mean, if that's not impressive, I don't know what is.
Yeah, it is impressive.
There we go, Martin finally being able to pass the LMP2 car. It almost took him a full lap, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Baranek still keeps going.
I do believe they're not running even boost 1, they're just boost who needs it, let's get out of the boost.
Turn the turbo off.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing.
Okay, let's try and find other cars that are close. So Jer Racing is only 4 seconds behind 51 Racing. 3 Wide is only 4 seconds behind Jer Racing. So
Yeah.
this is the closest group on track. And then coming down to the GTs, we have Cursed Motors number 2 behind F1 Live RT2, and Cursed Motors number 1 2 seconds behind Cursed Motors number 2. So both it was Dimitris Giannopoulos teams. The car that we saw being hit is ahead of Gio Cortese from Cursed Motors number 1.
I do think Dimitri went into for a pit stop because they've dropped positions based on seeing where Palette for Spirit Endurance is still in third. Because that's the guy they were fighting.
Now, on the next pit stop, Ricardo might come out of the car and Felipe Gonçalves might come in. He's also really fast.
Okay. I'm wondering if we can talk to the guys from Team GPRL and Ace Racing. See if we can discover their secrets to running many laps on just a fuel tank.
Okay, I'm getting some feedback from Carlos Santos about Dimitris.
Yeah.
He's saying that he has several wheels, but that he's quicker playing on his keyboard. Okay. Well, we can treat this like sort of a tweet session. So if the other guys on the team want to communicate, well, at least with me, I don't mind it. They can send me through TS. They can send a text message. So
Yep.
This was just a curiosity. So he's playing on his keyboard. Well, actually, on the beginning of the F1 season, we were all practicing on that Spanish track that they always use for testing. The one that's not
Jerez.
there is correct. And there's a guy there from AJ Racing. Well, he's not super quick, but he's a normal driver, just keeping up with everyone, and he uses a gamepad, or he did use a gamepad at that time, I believe. In the meantime, he bought the G27.
Right. Yeah, it's a shame I can't get Air Factor 1 running on my laptop. Also, we would have 3 teams for GR Racing.
Oh.
But no, my laptop is running Windows 8.1, and Air Factor and Windows 8.1 does not bond together very well. They're not the best of friends.
Well, I see that Roy Schroten here is 8 seconds behind.
Atlantic Racing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's Atlantic Racing, so they are on the P2 car. They are doing a great job, and
ooh, 51 Racing is in the pit.
Team. Oh, that's correct.
Second place.
Correct.
And they're already out. No, that's squared. Hang on. Let's see if we have a driver swap or... Well, after only 2 hours of racing, I can't imagine a driver swap. But maybe there's a few teams. I know for a fact if Ronnie is going in for J Racing, there will be a driver swap. Because we were running with 3 drivers this event on the GT car.
Yeah, that will be 2 hours for each.
Yeah. I do believe Querte is staying in the car.
There's another thing. This is the 1,000 kilometers of Spa.
Yeah.
So, from what I saw from real endurance, world endurance racing, they finish the 1,000 kilometers before the 6 hours. But I believe that they have to do a minimum of 6 hours racing. So I don't know how our race control is going to treat this. If we are going to stop the race at 1,000 kilometers dead, or if we are going to have a minimum 6 hours.
Well, I do believe the laps set for the LMP1 class is 145 laps to reach the 1,000 kilometers of Spa.
Okay.
And they've currently run 50, so that means only 95 to go. And I think that's... Well, it would be close to 6 hours. And Roy Schruiten is in the pit for the leading P1 class. And apparently 51 Racing did have a driver swap. Niels Saricing is in the car now.
Yeah.
Roy Schruiten. Nee. Also, and oh my god, this is incredible. David Nick, where is he?
He still hasn't stopped? No.
He hasn't stopped, and he just
so
took the lead in
P1.
P2 class.
P1.
What's his team name again?
Team RGPL.
There we go,
check.
this guy. So this guy did not yet make a pit stop, and he's in the lead of class.
Yes, so we now have James Johnson coming in for drag racing, leader racing team with Sabakis.
Well, maybe Sabakis is getting out of the car, I don't know. Ronnie van den... No, that's a blue flag. I lied.
But David Beranek is now in first.
What? I really want to talk to some guys of Team RGPL. This is insane.
I think we should be placing bets now to see how many laps he still does. I don't think he can do more than 3 laps now. I think he needs.
I'm not gonna wage any money on it because.
Yeah, no.
I said the same thing about half an hour ago. I was like, well. Yeah, I literally said half an hour ago this guy is gonna get in the pits 3 laps later, and here we are half an hour later, and he's still running.
Yeah, I think for me I'd say 3 laps. His limit is 3 laps. He has to come in. I mean, it's just impossible.
I have no idea.
Well, the truth is that
he's not pitting this time around.
So. This earns him first place, and the second car is 38 seconds behind. Drag Racing VBM from Ben Willis. who is also a usual commentator here at XtremeRPM.
Right. Yep.
So yeah, so David, enjoy the laps in the lead.
What?
I mean, the fuel consumption has to be absurdly low.
I have no idea how they're doing this.
So let's see. From the LMP2s, yeah, I mean he has to be using about, I don't know, maybe half fuel of the others. I don't know. Drag Racing's car is showing up that they only stopped once. I don't know if that is correct or if they stopped twice. Because
No, they should
it
have
was
stopped
Roy
twice.
Schouten before.
Yeah, he did.
Roy Schouten stopped.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he stopped.
Yeah, so that should be 2 stops there. Then maybe David has stopped, and maybe the lifetiming thing didn't count his stop. Maybe that explains the mystery here.
It's possible. I'm not saying it's that way, but it's possible.
Yeah, because I was trying to see how many pit stops the guys that were behind had already done, and Drag Racing VBM that are now on second place only show up as one. One they did for sure. That's when they did driver stop. But I'm pretty certain that Roy Schouten did a stop.
Yeah. That's really weird. Well, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. And if he didn't, that's bloody amazing.
Yeah, it is. But that's what I was thinking. Doing half the fuel consumption is, and all the others is just about impossible. So that's what I was finding a little bit weird. So 3 white cannot still pass chair racing. So you guys are still in second overall.
Yep.
On the GTs we have someone here very close. Robert Firicano is behind Dimitris Giannopoulos. Only 3 seconds behind.
That's weird. Dimitri he was like 10th in class 10 minutes ago, and now he's 5th in class. So I'm not sure if he made his way through the field, or did everyone just made a pit stop.
Yeah, might have been the case there.
I wonder if Peter Grau will show up for Free Ride Motorsport later today. I'd really hope he does, because he's probably the fastest guy on track.
I'd go with Ricardo Azevedo. For me, he's the fastest.
Hang on. Do you know what's the weather gonna be during the rest of this race?
What's the
weather for the rest of during this race?
No idea. I have no idea.
Maybe Henrique or someone else could supply us with either a weather graph or just tell us that it's gonna be dry for the rest of the race.
Okay.
Because that might influence a lot of pit stops for a lot of cars.
I'm going to ask Enrique.
Alright. Well, he's in race control, so he should know what's the weather gonna be like. Right, I'm gonna ask Team RGPL if they made a pit stop already because it's not showing up. So, wait, no, I can't do that. Hang on.
Okay, so overall we have Ricardo on the LMP1 class. We have Ricardo Azevedo in first place for Project XTR. In position number 2 we have Eddie Gustina for Ger Racing, and on third place we have Martin Stollinger for 3 Wide Motorsports. For LMP2 we have David Beranek in first place with Team RGPL Czech.
Yeah, but is that correct? Because they didn't show up a pit stop. So.
Okay, so they have pitted. Is that correct?
Come again?
Yeah, so I have asked Henrique Serrão if the weather is fixed, and he says yes, so the weather isn't going to change. It's going to be like this till the end of the race.
Okay. So that means a full clear running.
Yeah.
Right, that's good.
Okay. So I'm going to step away a little bit and I'll rejoin in a few minutes. Okay?
Alright, Pedro.
Okay.
If there's a battle developing anywhere? I don't think so. Let's see if I have some information about some teams which I wanted to pronounce, and I'm not sure if everyone already knew. Leader Racing Team does run with 2 cars this time around, just as the Air Racing Team does. They're apparently both running in the LMP2 class. I'm not sure if I can. I can't because my live timing just went there. But there we go. It's back. I only see 1 car for Leader Racing Team on the P2. They posted on the forums, they said they were gonna drive with 2 cars. I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna work out for them. Then we have Velocity Racing running a Porsche 996, which is currently on I don't think they're running, are they? It should be the team of David Song and Wesley George, and I am not seeing them, so I don't think they. I thought I saw David Song starting this time around, but I can't find him now in the live timings. We do have the Flying Lizard Motorsport. We apparently just joined the race after 55 laps. They're a GT team, so maybe they're just gonna drive till the end. I'm not entirely sure what the reason behind this is. But good luck to them. And then there is Atlantic Racing, who are making their debut. Uh, I did believe, yeah, they're currently lost in the LMP1 class, but seeing it's the first race, I think that's perfectly acceptable. They're only 5 seconds behind 51 Racing, and they did make another pit stop extra. So they're for a debut, they're doing a really good job. And let's see where they want. Currently the second in class of the GTs, Jamaica boys, James Wilson, went into the pit. We'll have to see if he's changing drivers or if it's another regular pit stop. They do still have a lap lead on 4th place runner Team GPL, and Spirit Endurance just went past them because they were in the same lap. James Wilson stayed in the car and rejoining 3rd. So they only dropped 1 slot with the pit stop. And apparently, I'm not sure if my eyes lied to me, but on the live timing, car of 51 Racing just got passed by the debut team Atlantic Racing. I'm not sure if 51 Racing does have any trouble, but we're gonna find out. '51 Racing, there we go. Yeah, we can just see in the distance and Nico Barclay, that's the driver for Atlantic Racing Team, and if we're lucky we can still see his car on the end of the straight. I'm not sure if the current guy we're watching for 51 Racing, Gilles Sarin, does have any damage or is just very unlucky in traffic. I'm gonna assume he got turned around in the first sector because his sector time is about 4 seconds slower than it should be. And he just posted a 2-minute 10 on their lap, where the LMP1 cars usually run 2 minutes dead. So I'm gonna assume he did have some trouble going around last lap. Eddie apparently is being chased down, or is chasing someone. I'm not sure. My team just yelled in my ear, "Go watch Eddie," and I'm like, okay, sure. I'm not entirely sure what for. Martin is still 1.5 seconds behind, and he's a lap down on the leader, Ricardo. Maybe they're gonna come in for a pit stop. I'm not sure, but we'll just see what's gonna happen. Well, here we have Martin on the tail of Eddie again. I'm not sure if Martin will be able to take Eddie either this time around or ever, because it's been for this for at least half an hour ago. David Bernack for Team RGPL, the current class runners, class P number 1 runners for LMP2, just posted a new best lap, personal best lap probably, the 2:03.2, which is 0.2 of a second slower than the class fastest lap. They're still ahead, and on the live timing, they still did not make a pit stop. So I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna work out. Matthias Pallet is in the pit for Spirit Endurance. They were second when they went in, and they're still standing in there, and they're currently dropping down to 6th. Ricardo, the leader of the race, is entering the pits now for Project XTR. They did swap drivers. Felipe Gonzalez. And I'm not sure why isn't. Did they maintain some damage? Or maybe their car just went invisible on the pit straight. They're still in the pits, so I'm assuming they have some troubles. And apparently that's a disconnect. That's a shame. That's a shame for Project XTR. They were doing really, really well, and they apparently lost connection. That's a shame. I thought I did saw something funny, but I'm not entirely sure. No, I think that was just something of my imagination. What happens? Oh well, that means that the current class leader and overall race leader is Eddie Gustina for J Racing. Well, that took an amazing twist of event. And David Bernarek, the leader of the P2 class, is finally in the pits. On the time screens as well, so I'm not sure if this is their second pit stop or their first. I would assume they're changing drivers if they can maintain this gap, because they extended their stint for an hour longer than anyone else, if the timing is correct. Project XTR did reconnect just now. Felipe took the wheel from Ricardo. That might have been in trouble for the team, but they're already out and they're gonna try see what they can repair. I'm pretty sure that lost them a few positions. I'm gonna see if I can bug Enrique about this. See what's the penalty. And I do believe my GT team guys are swapping driver because they are in the pits right now. Let's see if I can find them. we are. That's Ronnie for J Racing in the pits. I do believe because it's a 2-hour period did go by. Okay, so Henrique is telling me Project XTR is getting a penalty of 1 lap, which is probably repairable. And they were lucky they weren't race control about the disconnect, else it was 2 laps of a penalty. But I guess one lap penalty, it probably will take you out of being able to finish on the podium. We'll have to see what Project XTR can do on repairs. This might be interesting. The car in front of Ronnie, driven by Andrei Kregishi for F1 Live RT1, are fighting for position. And they just swapped driver to M. Kregishi and they went out of the pit. It means Ronnie, or if Ronnie is giving the wheel to someone else. Yeah. There we go, that's Rudy Kupen exchanging Ronnie van het Hof for Racing is now gonna crack down F1 Live RT1. Here we have Martin Stuhlinger still on second place on the LMP1 class, just over 2 seconds, 3 seconds behind the Racing team, which is leading. I wonder if they knew they couldn't catch the J Racing team and went behind. And they're going into the pit. This is their 3rd pit stop for Free White Motorsport, and it's only what? And J Racing only made 1 stop. This might hurt Free White Motorsport more than they would have liked. I'm not sure if there was an accident or this is a scheduled pit stop. In the back there we see Dimitri Anapolis in the pits for the 5th time already. I'm not sure what the idea is, but that's a lot of pits. We did saw them collect some damage while in battle with Matthias Pallet, which is, according to the lifetime behind them currently. They're probably gonna take them. Yeah, they just overtook them on the start-finish straight. Peter Farmuska for Team RPGL by Carterina just posted the personal best lap of 2 minutes 5 seconds and 2 minutes and 5 seconds flat. And Martin did exchange the wheel to Fabio Enders for the Free White Motorsport Racing. Let's see if Fabio is as fast as Martin and will be able to catch Eddie. Alex Sturm for Ace Racing is currently in 2nd position. Those were the guys who were able to run a really long stint, either because we were confused and the lifetime didn't update all that well, or because they were just really good on fuel consumption. But they're 2nd with only half a minute behind the leader. Eddie is in the pits, probably gonna exchange the wheel to Koen Gerritsen, but I am not sure. There. Let's see if this is gonna hurt them through to Free White Motorsport. Ace Racing just took the lead over from Eddie Gustina with Alex Trim on the wheel. Not a big surprise. It's very impressive of them, but I'm not all that surprised. We'll just have to wait and see if Fabio Enders can make his way around Eddie before he's out of the pit. And they should be very close, because they were only 3 seconds separated before they went into the pits. There goes Fabio Enders around the first corner and down to Eau Rouge. This means they did overtake J Racing on the pit stops. Oh, and Eddie is still behind the wheel. That means there will be another pit stop where they will induce a driver change. Now it's all the way up for Eddie to catch Fabio. Well, we'll see how that works. Maybe Fabio is faster than Martin. Maybe he's not. We'll have to see how that works out. Pedro, welcome back.
Hi, thank you.
While you were gone, Project XTR lost connection to the server and were given a penalty of a lap.
No.
And Ace Racing is currently on the lead, with Free White Motorsport just behind them, and J Racing behind Free White Motorsport. And the only one who did not make a pit stop is Ace Racing.
Okay. So that's a shame, son. So now Felipe is on the car.
Fabio's on the car. Yeah, Felipe is on the car in Project XTR, and Fabio took the wheel for Martin on the Free White Motorsport.
I see. So things are now looking up for the guys from 3 White and also from Ace Racing.
Well, keep in mind, Ace Racing still needs to make their second pit stop, and if they can save the second pit stop and do a full lap on the third and second place runners, they might be able to finish on the podium. And Eddie is taking in big time on Fabio, I think, or the live timing is screwing with my head.
I don't see that information from the last lap from both of them.
Well, Fabio posted a 2:01 dead, and Eddie is just gonna cross the line. And because live timing is weird, they didn't post the lap because it was on his out lap. Also, David Beranek on the LMP2 class made a pit stop while you were gone.
Okay, so now Drag Racing is in first
Yeah.
place. Okay, so now the closest fight on track is Eddie Gustino with J Racing. I know it's 14 seconds. He's 14 seconds behind 3 Wide Motorsport. 51 Racing is 7 seconds behind J Racing, and now it's showing 16, so that's a wide value, and I believe those are the closest guys on track.
I think you're right. I can see Lenny Hall for Hall Brothers Racing, which are 8th in the GT class, are only about 15 seconds behind Rush Motorsport GT.
Yeah.
And J Racing is about 15 seconds behind F1 Live RT, also in the GT class.
Exactly. So Jamaica's boys is doing quite well. They are in second place behind 3 Wide Motorsport. And Spirit Endurance Gent Lady is third place on the GTs. No, actually I see 8 seconds. Team RGPL Monkeys is only 8 seconds behind Spirit Endurance Gent Lady, the GTs.
Yep, I can see that.
There was Lenny Hall on the back.
Apparently Eddie for J Racing is faster than Fabio last time around. I lied, he isn't. My eyes are being weird.
In the pits we have Mikal Omalan with IRG World Racing. They are currently in 5th position for LMP2. Javier Ugalde did his first personal best first sector on his last lap.
It's a 35.6, which isn't...
Yeah, it's not amazing, but it's not bad time. But then he lost a lot on this second sector.
Yeah, I think he spinned around in the second sector probably.
Yeah, this is 10 seconds. That's probably a spin. So he ended up posting a not so good lap. Mikal is still in the pits. Rush Motorsport from Derry Russell is only 6 seconds behind Lenny Hall from the Hall Brothers Racing.
Right, is the gap closing or increasing? Oh, what's going on over there? The L Big Side car is... What was that? I wonder if Eddie has got some damage in that one, but...
The car spun on the background.
Right, okay.
The car that was behind Eddie just spun on the background.
I'm just gonna promote this channel, the live stream, to some friends. There's only 28 viewers. Oh well.
Yeah, maybe we should show, do a pan of the cars that are on track, so that we might be able to see. Well, people from other teams might be able to see their cars.
Yeah, if it's gonna get interesting. I mean, apparently my team just yelled in my ear that Eddie maintained heavy damage due to the crash.
Okay.
So this is probably gonna hurt.
Oh yeah, no, Gilles Sarrazin is just 3 seconds behind Eddie.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to pull in the pits then.
So Gilles is probably going to pass. Gilles is probably going to pass Eddie for position.
Welcome, Enrique. Apparently I'm joined by the race director right now.
Hello, Enrique.
Hello. How are you two morons holding up here?
We're fine, thank you. How are you all holding up in race control?
Fine as well. Well, depends on the day actually.
Did you see what happened to Eddie and the guy in the back?
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. It was banned from the server actually. From I don't know who he is. I asked Rush Motorsport if they knew who he was. They said no, so ban.
Alright.
I don't know if the hoodie was crashed into him or he crashed into hoodie. I couldn't see. I just saw something happen, and I just went to ask Rush Motorsport, and they said no, and ban. That's the way I work. Don't know if it's the correct one, but it's the easiest one. So how is the race for you?
Yeah, it's quite exciting. We do have some close battles developing between the different classes. We saw some weird stuff in the live timing, but we probably think it's just a bug.
Weird
So,
stuff like what?
come again?
Weird stuff like what?
Well, if you take David Berenek for Team RGPL, he only made one pit stop during the 2.5 hours we're running.
Oh, that's a bug from live timing. Don't worry about the pit stops.
Yeah, and that's what we were seeing.
Now Sarrazin is catching up right on the back of Eddie Gustina.
Yeah, I wonder if Eddie can still compete for the podium after he maintained heavy damages from the crash. Apparently it's not heavy enough, he's not going into the
Yeah,
pits.
he's not going into the pits. I think that will depend on the pace that the Project XTR can put in.
Right. And James Johnson for Drag Racing just posted a new best for the P2 class with a 202.961.
He's the first into the O2s.
Yeah.
In the P2s.
Very impressive.
Yeah, and Marcelo Roldan is in the pits from FVR team.
Well, you two don't need me. So
No, we'll be fine.
Carry on.
We'll
with
just
your,
bugger you if we wonder something.
Yeah. Okay. See ya.
Bye.
Cheers, Enrique.
51 Racing, I believe, just passed.
Yep, they did.
Yeah.
This is not good.
No, Agustina just.
I'm just gonna
back.
check in with my team real quick if
Okay. So Agustin is going to try to catch up. Obviously, he's limping a bit from what the teammates from his teammates reported. He sustained heavy damage to the car. That's also my guess on the Wide Motorsport, why they were especially on the straights going so slowly. So now we have Ace Racing on first place. Let's see let's see what's going to come up of this in the P1 P2 class. Seems to be James Johnson is first place for Drag Racing VBM.
I wouldn't call LMP2 class just yet.
Oh no.
That's because David Berenek is still running, and we saw what he did last time around, and he
Not
took
at
the
all.
lead for a few laps. So
I was going to say it's between these two. It's probably between Team Czech, Team RGPL Czech, and Drag Racing VBM. They are now it's showing one more lap, but this is not the correct timing. They are a little bit.
yeah, they just lost 5 seconds in all times. Yeah.
So ending the podium on LMP2 is Tonga Guardia with FBR team, and then going to the GTs is Three Wides Motorsport and Jamaica Boys with an excellent race today, and then Spirit Endurance Gentlady with Matthias Palette, which this car actually
Someone just stood still there on the track. What was that?
missed that. I was watching at the timesheet.
Yeah, I have the same trouble. I just saw a car stopped in the track. I looked over and he was gone. But I'm not sure what happened there.
On the GTs we have another. Actually, we have two close battles. One between Mikhail Kopitko. I'm just waiting for the for it to refresh. Between Michael Kopitko and Matthias Pallet. Pallet is in third. Kopitko is in fourth. They are only about 7 seconds apart. And then
Daryl Russell is only 3 seconds behind Martin Ambrose.
exactly, that was the next fact. Maybe we could take a look at the GTs for a while.
That's fine if I can find his name so I can click on it and we can watch them.
So
Oh, there we are. There we go. Did he already pass? No, not yet. He's still 2 seconds behind the car in front. This is a fight between
Yeah.
Rush Motorsport GT and F1 Live RT2.
So is there Russell on his Porsche? There is fighting for position with Martin Ambrose from F1 Live RT.
That's the second team of the RT teams, and apparently the F1 teams do have 3 teams running.
Okay.
It's the Live RT1, the Live RT2, and the Live Rookie.
Oh, I see. Yes, Live Rookie is in 11th, RT2 is in 7th, and RT1 is in 9th.
Yep. On the background there we see Wolfgang Hans, which is the fastest driver on the GT class, and apparently he's gonna put Darrell Russell on another lap, which means he will be 2 laps down on the leader, or 3 laps. It's gonna be 4 if Wolfgang Hans is... and there we go, we have Ambrose making an error, which means...
Russell pulls through. And Hans came into the pits now.
Yeah.
Lenny Hall also into the pits from All Brothers Racing. A very consistent team here at XtremeRPM. Looks like Russell is being able to pull away from the driver that's chasing him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is. But he's got very lucky that the guy in front of him, Martin Ambrose, did spin around in the exit of the stop.
Exactly. Let's see here if we have now the other closest guy. Oh, Felipe Gonçalves has passed Eddie Agustina.
Yeah, that was only a matter of time before that was gonna happen.
Yeah. Maybe they... I don't think JR Racing has gone into the pits.
Not yet, at least. What I've been told that as soon Eddie is gonna pull in the pits for JR Racing, they will do a driver swap.
Okay, and probably repair that damage.
I hope so, yeah.
And
I'm not entirely sure what this guy is doing, but he just joined the server.
Cortese.
What?
Let me see where
He's lost on the timesheets, but...
Cursed Motorsports 1. Maybe they had a disconnect. Could be.
Well, if they had a disconnect, then either they joined back with the wrong car, because
Really?
yeah, because if you can see on Project XTR, they had a disconnect and they're still on the timesheets in third place.
Oh yeah, then the race director has to adjust the laps. So as they add laps to them, they'll move up the timesheet.
Right. First Motors one. Yeah, I've seen those guys before. They should be
Yeah,
driving
they
around.
were. I was just trying to check if there were two cars, because
Yeah.
from what Enrique said a moment back, there was some guy running with some car that they banned from the server.
Yep. Well, it's no fun looking at jump cars. So is there anything fun going around? Lenny Hall.
Let's see.
This guy should be around 10 seconds behind Rudy Kupen, which is my guy. And again, there was some debris on the track.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Looked like a bonnet.
Yeah.
Lenny
And here's...
running on the Ferrari.
I have no idea. How long does it stay on the track? Because we could try to find it.
It's just a few seconds, maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
No, I don't see it anymore on the track. Oh.
Oh, Project XTR is in third place.
Yeah, remember, they do have 1 lap penalty, so I'm not sure if the live timing is correct on Project XTR.
Yeah, I believe
But
this is with the lap penalty. And
Okay.
Ace Racing is just came out of the pits. Yeah, this is with the. I believe this is it. This is the with the 1 lap adjustment. So this is now 3 Wide Motorsport in first place. And apparently Project XTR is 1 lap down, with Felipe Gonçalves at the wheel. His last lap was a 2:03. The leader's last lap was a 2:01, so at least according to this lap, they're not catching 3 Wide Motorsport.
I'm just trying to find out who crashed the car.
Well, we have 2 guys in pits. One is James Johnson, the other is Marcelo Aiello for Kilo.
Yeah, Marciello doesn't have any damage, as you can see in the front of his car. So maybe it's James Johnson, but I doubt it because he was running in pole.
Well, James is still in the pits, I believe. No.
Where is he? There we go. Right there. Oh, it was
no,
James
it's
Johnson. He probably did have a spin around
Yeah.
out of the first corner then.
Just crashed with the front into the walls. Now that's going to affect him for the rest of the race.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see the nose being popped back on.
Yeah, the car is undergoing repairs now, so this can take a minute easily. So, well, if Team RGPL check with David Baranek.
Oh, he did not put on the repairs. I'm not sure if...
It takes a few seconds to come up. It should be coming up in a few seconds after he leaves.
Right, we'll just watch and see what happens.
Now the car has a weirder aerodynamic. I believe it's there now.
Nope.
No.
No, it's definitely not there. You can see him
Cutting track.
cutting track. Yep.
Maybe he's missing downforce, or maybe he forgot to press.
I think he
repair.
forgot to press the repair button. Yeah,
If that's the case,
that's gonna hurt them bad.
yes.
We'll just have to watch them go around, see what they do.
Yeah, the car doesn't look stable at all.
Nope,
Yeah, it's
not at all.
really wide.
Yep.
It's yeah.
Oh, that's gonna. Ooh, oh, that's a
Almost
little
losing
wiggle.
The car again. It's probably going to have to pit again to try and repair the car. Yeah, he has no. It looks like he
has
has
absolutely no front downforce.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Peter Varmuska now passing James Johnson.
He's just unlapping himself. Apparently,
Yeah.
James Johnson already put a lap on him. So
Yeah. So he's still in second. Johnson is still in second place.
if you guys have any questions and you are on TeamSpeak, you can just pop me a message. If you're not on TeamSpeak, I don't think you can ask me any questions.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was scary. If you went straight into the barrier there, that's the end of the race for you.
Yeah, very unstable under braking. Now he's going to pit again.
Yeah, he's probably gonna repair his car. Let's hope he can make it right this time.
Yeah, so now unless something happens to Team RGPL Czech, I'd say it's quite probable, quite likely that no, I'm not going to say it. I don't want to do commentator's curse, but well, yeah.
Yep.
Well, James Johnson, that was for drag racing VBM. They were going strong in first place. Now with first with
There we
damage,
go.
then a failed pit stop. Now a second pit stop for repairs.
There we go. That's the front put back on the car of
Yeah.
James Johnson.
Yeah, that looks more like it.
Yep. Probably just to repair. He's probably not even gonna fuel. He's not gonna put in tires. He's just gonna get his nose back. And we had a Ferrari just pulling out the pit behind
as
him.
well. It might have been Philippe
Asiago
from
for Iceball Racing.
Team.
I don't know this guy. I
don't know
haven't
either.
seen him. There's now 4 cars on track with absolutely no laps on their record, so I'm not sure if they had any trouble connecting to the server, if they disconnected, or if they're joining just now.
Could be. 51 Racing is also in the pits,
I can
and
see
they are
it, yeah.
now 6th placed in the P1.
I wonder if they have any troubles.
I believe so. I think they have lost a lot of time.
It's good to see Jer Racing pumping up their times back to around the 2-minute mark instead of the 2 minutes 5 seconds. So
Yeah.
maybe they can do something and still end on the podium. And there we have James Johnson leaving the pit again.
Well, J Racing is just 10 seconds behind Project XTR, that's in third. At the moment, the live timing shows that Project XTR is 1 lap down on Ace Racing, and 3 wide is going
In the lead.
first place. But Project XTR is doing some very strong laps right now.
I totally missed the fight between Free Wide Motorsport and Ace Racing. I don't know what happened, but I missed it.
Yeah, we missed it. We were busy with something else.
Ooh, Martin Krejci and Martin Ambrose are both... Wow, James Johnson cutting grass. That's not good. What happened? Yeah, they pressed escape.
He escaped.
That's gonna hurt.
Probably the car is probably very badly hurt.
I think so. Yeah, they just disconnected and they put us on Martin Krejci, which is good because he's only 0.6 of a second behind the car in front. Which is then again about a second behind
Oh yeah,
Daryl.
it's good fight. Oh,
But
it's
these 3 cars are fighting for position.
It's the F1 Live RT guys. Again,
With Rush Motorsport, yeah. This might be an advantage for J Racing GT car because it's only 8 seconds behind these 3 guys.
Okay, let's see what comes out of this. So the 2 F1 Live cars are flying in formation.
I wonder if they have team orders or are they free to race, or it looks like they're free to race to me.
Yeah. I have no idea which one of them is the fastest between Crash and Ambrose.
I think Crash, else you won't be able to pull up the car in front. There we have James Wilson, this guy's second in class, putting all these guys on another lap.
Yeah. Hang on. Ace Racing disconnected. I see Alex Sturm.
Right, yeah, that's
Now
why there's only
reconnecting.
5 cars in LMP1.
Now reconnecting, so Project XTR is in second place and just 30 seconds behind 3 Wide Motorsport.
Yeah, and Jerry Racing is keeping a close gap to Project XTR with only 10 seconds behind them. And what a mess going to turn 6, cars all over the place.
Yeah, but oh yeah, let's
So
see
they all
if
made
this
it through
goes.
without
This
any
is- that's
damage, it
Felipe
looks like.
coming through, Felipe, baby, keep it cool.
This is good for Jerry Racing, because if Felipe gets stalled here, then Jerry Racing can probably catch up with them.
Yeah, although J Racing is going to have to go through all these guys as well.
Well, if Jerry Racing is lucky, they can catch him on a straight and just pass 2 or 3 of them at the same time.
Yeah,
Out of all the corners.
yeah, that should. That's when they probably catch up.
Ace Racing did reconnect again. They're back out on the track again.
Yeah, so now their laps are going to probably to be adjusted.
Yeah. I wonder if race control is still working on the adjustment of laps, because I still see some cars with very
me
few
too.
laps.
Me too.
And there we go, that's Eddie going through all 3 of them. So it took him significantly less time to get past the 3 GT cars.
Yeah, so
Oh!
okay, Russell going wide,
Oh.
so now Kretsch is right on his tail. Yeah, so that's cost.
There we have Rudy Koopman for Jerry Racing, just coming out of the pit, out of the bus stop. So he caught up with the cars in front.
So he gained time to Project XTR. Yeah, he gained 2 seconds to Felipe.
I wonder what Jerry Racing can do this time around.
Yeah, it's going to be a fight for second place, no doubt. But still, 3 Wide Motorsport there. Well, they are quick. They are doing 2:01.
Remember these? Oh, that's a smash into the barrier for Kretschy. It's on the side. Maybe didn't sustain that much of a damage, but it sure did look ugly.
I missed that. Let's see how his performance suffers now, or if it does suffer. This championship has a very high damage rate. So
Well, he's still on the tail of Russell, so I guess he's fine. Maybe he got some front suspension damage or rear suspension damage, but we'll have to see. I just want to remind you that these 4 cars are in 6th, 7th, and 8th and 9th place in class. They're not even fighting for podium, they're just fighting for points.
Yeah.
There we have Rudy Koopman coming right on the end tail of Ambrose. I'm not sure if we're gonna get in shot. Up. It's a shame that the skin isn't loaded for Rudy, but it's a very nice spiker skin on there. Yeah, and J Racing P1 is still 10 seconds behind Project XTR, which is still 30 seconds behind Free White Motorsport.
Yeah, but now Project XTR took 2 seconds off 3 Wide Motorsports and another 2 seconds off JR Racing. How many laps did you say the the race would be?
145.
5. So we have just, well, we have passed the middle
Yeah, we've passed half.
half, but I'd say the nothing's closed.
Oh hell, there we go, free wide. Ah, ooh, that's gotta hurt. Who was that? That was
Oh.
Nico Barclay for Atlantic Racing. Ooh, that was their debut on this championship. That's gotta hurt. There's gonna be some penalties, and that's gotta hurt.
I wish we could have a replay of that.
Maybe we can. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah.
But no, just the end of it.
Oh man.
Oh wait, I can rewind. Hang on. Dip, 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 dip. Let's see what happened.
Yeah.
So they were
Oh.
coming out of Eau Rouge. The
Exactly.
GT cars next to each other.
Oh, it's
Russell going wide. I just have to do this. So I'm sorry for everyone at home, but
Bit
this
of
is the only
DJing,
way we can do this at the moment.
VJing. This is video jogging.
Yeah. Oh, and he swerved to the left to avoid
Exactly.
Gretschy, and he didn't manage. Crashed into the barrier
And
across the
then
track and took
Gretschy-
out Russell.
Yeah, Gretschy passed and Russell.
Gretschy was
so-
fine, but
Yeah.
I don't think Russell does have a lot of damage, but it's sure gonna hurt them. I wonder if Barclay is gonna continue or if they're just gonna quit it.
So
No, he's continuing. Now I'm just fast forwarding.
No, he's
Oh, that's bad. This is bad. That. That's quickly. So. That's not good. I just accidentally crashed the game.
it happens.
No. Let me do this.
I can do a radio broadcast.
Yeah, we're doing a radio broadcast right
Yeah.
now, but
Okay, so now J Racing is 12 seconds behind Project XTR, driven by Felipe Gonçalves, who is about 40 seconds from the lead. They are all lapping in the 2:00 seconds.
yeah, and the F1 Live rookie team just posted their best lap with a 2:24 dead.
Correct, yes, 2:24. That's their best lap for the GTs. However, the overall best lap for the GTs is a 2:19.8 by 3 wide motorsport. The second best would be by Spirit Endurance Gent Lady, 2:20.1. So Atlantic Racing was on the pits. They are now on track.
Is Atlantic Racing still running, or did they just press escape and?
They press escape. They have rejoined now.
Yeah.
So as Ace Racing, that's a shame for them. They were doing so well.
I wonder how long it will take race control to add some laps on
Actually,
all the guys.
just a few minutes.
Oh, there we go. Plus 10 laps adjusted. Plus 10 laps adjusted.
Yeah.
Right. I'll hope XSplit is gonna. If I press live, we'll get the right. Yeah, there we go. That's good.
Okay, our technical difficulties have been solved.
At least somewhat. Eddie is only 3 seconds behind Felipe for Project
Yeah,
XTR.
correct.
I wonder if Project XTR had a crash or something then.
Let's see. Well, no, at least the last lap does not indicate that.
James
No,
Wilson
no,
for
yes.
Jamaica.
I think, yeah, Felipe
Yeah.
has lost his front.
Yeah.
Felipe lost his front.
That's a shame. They were doing really, really good.
Yeah.
You can see in the first sector they did a 40.5. I think they crashed in the first corner just at the pit exit then.
Yeah, pushing too hard. Actually, this Peugeot was very hard to drive here around Spa. I have to say that.
Alright.
It was really, really hard. It's like I said in the beginning of the broadcast. Then I tried the creation, and it just felt a completely different car. A lot of fun to drive around these corners. The Peugeot just felt like a very unbalanced, heavy car.
Right. I wonder if J Racing will be able to catch up with Free White Motorsport.
Well, they've been all lapping in the same times. Between 201s, 202s.
The difference is a minute. So they gotta make up a minute to get the pole or first place.
And Project XTR might lose their podium position to 51 Racing.
Yeah. And my kitty wants to go outside. I'm not gonna let her. I'm just gonna pick her up and put her next to the couch. Right.
Project XCR is now on the pits doing repair stops.
Yeah.
Repair works.
That's gonna hurt them pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh, we have Matthias Paletti's less than 1 second behind Jamaica boys. This is for second place.
Second place on GT. Yeah. What was this guy's name again?
It is
Gary Murray.
Gary Murray, yeah. And who's behind them is Mikhail Kutko, and I think we just
we
just missed. So Gary Murray going wide there.
Yeah.
Wonder if he has some damage as well. It looks like he's going a bit slow, doesn't he? Yeah, he is. No?
No, he isn't. He just took the corner number 9 very wide. Probably pushing too hard and trying to overtake the car in front.
So this is...
Look at the speed of that LMP2 car passing. Wow. Oh, that's an LMP1 car for Atlantic Racing. I lied. It was an LMP1 car.
Okay, so this is Matthias Palette in second place. And Kopitko is only 10 seconds behind him in third.
Yeah, and Gary Murray's... I think
Murray,
he did get some damage somewhere.
yeah,
I'm not sure where.
Yeah, he's now 3 seconds behind.
Yeah.
So he's not going at full throttle. And we have another big fight. Well, J Racing is about to pass F1 Live RT2. That is Rudy Coop. Huh?
There we go.
Yeah.
With Ambrose probably.
Correct.
Yeah. Oh, those were the same guys.
Coop and Ambrose.
I wonder if he'll be able to take them before or after the bus stop.
Oh, Koopman is
On
going
the
for the inside and
Woo!
pushes Ambrose wide.
Just a tiny touch, but they're fine. They take position. Very good. That's for 8th.
Oh no, he's going... Oh, Rudy went wide there a little bit. Now it's Gustina on the back.
Yeah. Well, their teammates are probably just lets them by very easy.
Yeah. So Project XTR so far holds on to their... No, Project XTR managed to hold on to their 3rd place.
Eddie apparently is suffering hiccups on his computer. So let's hope that goes away really fast. Or that... Oh, he goes into the pits. No, he doesn't.
No, yeah.
It looked like a yellow car going into the pit.
It did. Must have been a little bit of lag. So he's in 2nd place.
Yeah, he's 50 seconds, minute and a half, I don't know. He's quite far behind Free White Motorsport currently.
Actually, Eddie lost a lot of time on the last lap. He did a 2:09.
Yeah, but as I said, he's having a slightly bit of technical difficulties, so it might be just.
Yeah. And Felipe seems to be one lap down on Eddie Gustina.
Yeah, that's probably the repair pit stop they had to take to
Yeah,
heavy
exactly.
damages.
Yeah, and he had to go really slow back to the pits.
Well, Rudy seems to be able to be pulling away from Martin.
Yeah, it
I
is
don't think he's
correct.
gonna
But we
cause
have
a
now
threat.
Martin Ambrose and Lenny Hall are very close. They are behind Rudy Kupen.
Yeah.
So Lenny Hall is just he's just about 1 second behind Martin Ambrose.
Rudy only 2.5 seconds behind Carlos Santos for 7th. So we might see another four car
Right? Yeah.
fighting.
Yeah. Now better estimate. Felipe Gonçalves is about 40 seconds behind Jar Racing.
Yeah.
For the P1s.
Oh, Lenny Hall very close from Martin here.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, this shouldn't take. Wait, yeah, there we go. Does Martin have a problem with his car, do you think?
Could be.
Very tight. Very tight.
Yeah, he's much slower. Oh no, Lenny
Ooh,
locks
car
the rear. Oh no, this
Santos.
Santos.
Oh, Rudy took position from Santos.
Yeah.
Oh, Santos instantly dropped back to 10th. Coming from 7th. That's a big.
Things are very close in the midfield of the GTs.
Yeah.
Lenny all up to 8th. Yeah, Kupen in 7th. And then Daryl Russell is 30 seconds ahead.
Yeah, and Daryl's only 30 seconds again behind Krejci. Or something.
Santos pitted, so that was either an expected pit stop or maybe he had some damage.
Yeah, it's Lenny Hall coming up to Rudy Kupen really fast.
Yeah, Lenny Hall. Yeah, he's really
Lenny Hall's
pushing.
flying currently.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it's a beautiful livery on that Ferrari.
Yeah, it is. They usually do a great job on their
Maybe we
cars.
can have a better shot of it. There we go.
Yeah, really cool.
That's a really nice livery.
Great job.
Let's go on board with Lenny Hall.
Yeah.
There we are.
A bit weird not listening to the car.
Or, I think we are.
Yeah, we are. It's just on the live feed, on the control feed. But yeah. On the
The live feed should be fine.
yeah,
but
live feed is fine. Our is the one without the sound.
yeah, it's a shame, but oh well.
Yeah.
He's really close on the tail of Rudy
Yeah.
now. Although he had a bad exit out of the bus stop.
Let's see, breaking into the first corner.
Nah, he's too far. I would.
Something.
No. Ooh. Good driving from Rudy for not closing that gap.
Yeah.
I would have told, if I was driving instead of Rudy, I would have closed the gap.
Yeah. He just bombed him.
Yeah, he did. That's a nasty move, but I guess it's racing.
Yeah. He did. He's gained his position. we saw a few minutes back a GT bumping another car in the inside of the corner to gain position. Well, it's more aggressive racing. It's not outside of the rules.
No, but if it's a good idea to race aggressive in endurance.
Oh no, yeah, that's
I mean,
another story.
Rough, if it was on time, there's still 3 hours to go.
Yeah. But still, great job here by one of the Hall brothers, Lanny Hall. Now moves himself into 7th position and is 24 seconds behind Daryl Russell from Rush Motorsport.
Do we have another close fight other than these GT cars? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either. Oh no, we have 51 Racing only 9 seconds behind Project XTR.
There we go, that might be interesting. And at least we can watch some
And,
LMP1 cars again.
Yeah, and also on the GTs.
It's still the same 7 to 10 group, which is sticking it.
It is. So this is Gilles Sarrazin.
We'll just ride along with this guy for a minute.
Yeah.
He just made the session best first sector with a 33 dead.
Oh yeah.
He's on a very, very fast lap. We might see a new session best. No, I don't. He screwed up the best stop.
I'll be back in a few moments. Okay.
All right. He goes across the line with a 2-minute 2. Not good enough for a new session best, but it's still a fast lap. Ooh, Lenny Hall's smoking badly there. Does he have some damage? No, he seems to be fine. If I'm correct, I'll be joined by Henrique in just a moment. I'll have a few questions for him. Other than that, other than the GT cars, everything seems settled. Although I'm not gonna lie, Giles is closing up on Project XTR in his 51 racing team. Racing, but not really. This guy. This guy seems to be catching up on Project XTR with only an 8-second gap. Osvaldo Angelon for Atlantic Racing, which on track is in front, but actually is a lap down on 51 Racing. Just posted a personal best time of 2 minutes flat. This is a very impressive time for a debut team coming out in this track. And Freeway Motorsports is in the pit. They're pitting from the lead.
What's hurting?
Enrique, welcome back.
Hey.
We've seen quite the disconnects currently. Are you still up and trying to fix the laps on all the cars?
Well, the cars I remember, I tried to fix them, but since we don't have screenshots from all the disconnects, we cannot correct all of the laps, so all the laps will be corrected on the final results, because on the final results we have the log, and the log doesn't lie, so...
Okay, because I can still see Ace Racing with Alex Strum, who was in the lead during the disconnect on the 26th place overall.
Yeah.
So.
Don't worry, all the laps will be corrected on final results. That's for sure. The log doesn't lie. Meanwhile, I can sometimes. So that's why the log is better than me. Sorry.
Did you see the big crash we had the lucky of on TV to catch?
Yeah, that was someone playing funny, trying to enter the server and trying to ruin the race to the rest of the guys. Which, if I'm thinking correctly, if I know who it is, that man just went down on my consideration. I thought he was a great guy, but if it is that guy I'm thinking of, he just put a knife on my heart about him. So, yeah.
Okay, but we believe that the Atlantic Racing team with Nico Barclay had to swerve out of the way for a GT car and collided into the barrier, collecting Daryl.
Yeah. Oh, that one. I thought you were talking about the drag.
No, the other one.
Oh, the big one. Yeah. Big mistake there for the Atlantic Racing one.
Ooh, and there is Osvaldo Angelon for Atlantic Racing team into the wall out of the first corner. They probably lost their front end, so they have to do a slow lap back to the pits. This is probably gonna hurt them.
Yeah, I was saying they made a mistake. They made a mistake after a rush. They went to the dirt, and these cars, when they go up on the dirt, they just lose control, and he just lost control and collected another car.
Yeah, so no penalties going out.
Yeah, he did. Stop and go.
Ah, okay.
For which one?
Yeah. Apart from that, everything is fine.
For the Atlantic Racing team, for the LMP1 team, or
yeah.
Did you have any contact with Ben Willis, or is she coming back, or?
No, Ben and Drake are out.
Oh boy.
So drag racing is out because of a couple of incidents.
No, I mean Ben Willis, who did the commentary with me on the qualifying.
Oh. I don't know if he's around. Let me see. Oh, he is around. So, do you want him to come and...
Yeah, because apparently Pedro has to leave in a few minutes, so I'll be all alone, and that's not great to do commentary all alone. So, if Ben does feel like doing some commentary with me, he's very welcome to join.
Okay, so now we have a very small gap here. I spotted one. It's Devil Russell behind Lenny Hall. Just 5 seconds.
Well, that's about the same gap Gilles has on XTR. Not that big of a gap anymore. It's under 10 seconds.
5 seconds too as well. Correct.
Yeah.
So track must be getting dark. We see a lot of cars starting to put their lights on.
Just say that Ben is busy, is occupied at the moment, studying for exams.
Right, so he won't be joining me.
Nope.
Bastard.
He's just sobbing, he's crying because he's
The usual way to call the other commentators bastards. Anyway. So anyway, if you don't need me, I have to go.
Well, that's fine. I'll be just left alone again.
Well, I'm gonna get him come down once for all, a couple of times, and try to help you. But
Right. I can see on my screen as well that the track is getting dark. Are all the cars going to have to carry the lights, or is it fine?
yeah, all the cars will carry the lights.
Okay, because we still see some cars which doesn't run lights at the moment.
Yeah, probably just a driver preference. Hopefully everyone has a light button assigned.
Yeah, the race will end at night, I think. Don't know if that was the idea of Fugu, but at the moment.
Okay, so do we have 145 laps, or do we go for the 6 hours?
It's 145 laps.
Okay, so we're on lap 92 at the moment?
Yep.
Alright then.
50 something laps ago.
Now with the track going dark, this might cause some more interesting events, because with the track getting dark, the track gets colder and there's less grip. So
more work for me.
Yeah, more work for you, more interest for everyone.
Yeah.
Except for the drivers that might be involved in the incidents.
Yeah, I can see the gap between J Racing and Freeride Motorsport on the P1s getting closer.
Oh yeah, it's very small now, 16 seconds, 16, 20, but still, it's very small.
Yeah, and Team RPGL Monkeys is only 3 seconds behind Jamaican Boys X-Team in the GT class for second place.
Okay, that's a good fight. Yeah, that's a very interesting fight. Only 2 seconds. Peter Kuzela behind Gary Murray.
Let's see if we can find them.
Yeah, this works a lot better with 2 guys here.
There we go.
There they are. Though that's Gary Murray, that's the Ferrari that we saw driving not very quickly.
Right, yeah. Well, probably the pit stop he had to make earlier had taken his toll.
So Gary Murray, oh yeah, he's lapping in 2:25. The Petr Kuzela lapped in 2:21.
Yep.
And the first position lapped in 2:19. That's 6 seconds quicker.
Ooh!
Oh, let's see what comes out of this.
That was very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, he passed him on the straight line. Pure power, pure speed.
Yeah, that car is sick.
And I think we lost quite a few cars at the moment because my life timing is getting smaller.
Yeah, exactly. I noticed that too. Marda going on the outside of Kuzela. Lenny Hall is in the pits. And 6 seconds are separating 51 Racing from Project XTR, driven by Felipe Gonçalves.
Yeah. Yeah, 51 Racing is slowly closing the gap to Project XTR.
They might not be able to hold on to their 3rd place, but I think that Ricardo Azevedo is going to come in to finish the race.
Yeah.
So that's probably worth almost a second a lap. Although Felipe is also a very fast driver, but Ricardo is faster.
Someone just went off the track. I'm not exactly sure who that was, but
oh yeah, I missed that.
And Eddie Gustina for J Racing is still driving, and he started from the start of the race. So
Really?
I wonder when he's gonna go in and do a driver swap.
That's a good stint from him.
He's closed the gap to 10 seconds to the leader.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they are going strong. They are really going strong.
Probably he repaired the damage on in the pit stop, and they were able to get all of it. So.
And unfortunately, that's it for me. I'm going to have to leave.
You're gonna leave me all alone again.
Yeah, I have to. So it was really nice commentating with you.
Yeah, very nice.
Hopefully, we'll have the chance to commentate again.
Yeah,
in the
I
future.
bet we'll be fine.
That would be nice. So good luck with the rest of the commentating. Hopefully, someone will join you.
Thank you. I hope the same thing, and good luck with whatever you are going to do.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Actually, I'm going to have an 8-hour race later on. It's the 8 hours of Le Mans on another community. And
okay.
Oh,
ooh, that's Camilo on
off the track.
Yeah, he's the last. Well, he's supposedly last place in the LMP2 class.
Okay, so won't hurt him much then. Okay, so goodbye, good luck, and it was
Thanks,
a
Pedro.
lot of fun being with you.
See you next time, Pedro.
Bye.
So once again, I'm all alone in the commentating booth. Yeah, I think we're gonna swap to Gil Sarisse on 51 Racing, which are still closing the gap to what was it? 51 Racing? Yeah, he's closing the gap to Project XTR. Let me see if I can find them. 51, there we go. We should be able to see Felipe Gonzalez in the distance on the Camel Straight, because he's only 4 seconds behind him. Yeah, and he's lapping just a bit faster than Gonzalez for XTR. This is hurting him sticking behind GT cars. That's not what he needs right now if he wants to fight for the third podium position. Yeah, Gonzalez was able to pull out and create another second of distance between them. But let's hope he'll be able to close the gap again. First I've seen. Anything else? And the GT cars are still fighting for position. I'm not sure if I can get there in time. I will try. Is live 42. Nice. It's again, I'm behind Russell. Of course, it's the different car of the F1 Live RT teams. This might be the second car, and the first car is already in front of Rush Motorsport by a full lap, at least half a lap, I think. Eddie closing the gap to under 5 seconds between the leader and himself. That's Free Ride Motorsport and J Racing. And Gills for 51 Racing just put in the fastest first sector of the race with a 32.9, taking a full tenth or half a tenth out of the previous fastest. And J Racing just posting a personal best time of 1:59.5. That's only 6 tenths slower than the fastest lap set down by Project XTR from Ricardo. Lenny Hall is just behind J Racing on the GT side of things. Okay. I don't think it will take Lenny too long to pass Rudy in this case. He is driving the faster car, although his last lap time was half a second slower than Rudy, so I'm not sure what happened this time around. Both going wide. Rudy not holding the inside line into bus stop. Hall not going to attempt it. Rudy leaving some space for Lenny. And oh, there goes a spin on Lenny's side. Not gonna hurt him while Rudy goes off into the distance. And Peter Vermuska for Team RGPL by Carterina, which is currently 4th in L2, posted a personal best lap of 2:03.7. And Peter Kusela for Team RPGL Monkeys posted a personal best of 2:19.2, which is only 1.2 seconds slower than the fastest lap of the GT cars. And from Muska with his 2:03.7 is only a full second behind the fastest lap on the P2 side of things. Let's go to Martin Ambrose. This guy, which was close to the guy in front with under a second, but apparently made a spin because Russell is on the end of the screen. I wonder how long Ambrose is going to need to close the gap once more to Russell, and if he'll be able to overtake him. Right now the gap is only 1 second, but it shouldn't take too long before he can put it side on him. Let's ride with Ambrose for a minute. And Gilles Sachin for 51 Racing is into the pits. He was 15 seconds off Project XTR, so I assume this is a regular pit stop for the guys. It will make them drop way back, so I hope for them they can make up the time for it and maybe catch Felipe or Project XTR later on in the race. We're currently on lap 98, which is massive contact between Ambrose and Daryl. Let's hope they don't sustain many damage from it, but that looked very, very ugly. And Martin Krejci on the F1 Live RT1 car, the car in front of the fighting pair we were following, is posting a personal best lap of 2:21.4, which is about 3.5 seconds slower than the fastest lap put down by Free Ride Motorsport GT. It's currently Martin Bieswold on the wheel of the Free Ride Motorsport team. I totally missed their pit stop, but apparently they did a driver swap and are still going strong. '51 Racing had also a driver swap. Philippe Bosquet is now on the wheel. Let's see if Philippe is faster than the guy who was driving for him, and if he can close the gap to Project XTR and maybe even overtake them. Tonga Guarda for VFR team just posted a personal best lap of 2:04.172, which is 1.5 seconds slower than the best time. And Martin Krejci, another great lap from him. Or is that the same one? I don't know. Posted a 2. No, that was last time around. I lied. Ambrose getting really close on the tail of Russell. He's putting side next to it. Will he be able to hold it? Yes. And we just crossed the 100 lap mark, which means only 45 laps to go. We probably won't need the 6 hours, but it's still an endurance lap and endurance race, and we still have 45 laps to go. So we have 45 laps remaining, and we still can't decide on the winner of the overall and the winner of P1 class category, because the gap is only 12 seconds. The winner of the P1 seems to be solid set for Team RPDL Czech, although everything can still change because they've got at least a lap on the car behind them. And for the GT winner is probably Free Ride Motorsport, with 2 laps ahead of everyone else on the same category. But the second place runner, Peter Kusela for Team RPGL Monkeys, is only having 15 seconds in front of a gap before Matthias Palettes driving for Spirit Endurance Gent Lady. So we might be able to see a fight for second position in the GT class. The third place for the P2 category is only separated by 15 seconds as well, so maybe Team RGPLB Carterina can overtake Koopa Racing for third place in the P2s. Ambrose got ahead of Russell last time around. He doesn't seem to be extending a huge gap, although he's still in front. Eddie Gostina goes into the pits from 10 seconds behind the lead. Let's see what will happen with Fabio Enders for Free Ride Motorsport, assuming he has to make a pit stop later to the race. This means that Eddie just run 2/3 of the entire race in his first stint, and that Koen Gertsen, who I know is going to take over for Eddie, will only be running for roughly 40 laps. And Project XTR did overtake Jerry Racing for second position. And we have Koen Gertje here exiting the pits just in front of the GT car, so he'll be able to safely pull away. And now we'll just have to wait and see if the two guys in front still have to make their pit stop, if they can do it faster, and how Koen is going to perform on the track. He's running with lights on, which is good, and it should be required by now, although I'm not absolutely sure. So currently, J Racing is only 10 seconds behind Project XTR. Maybe it doesn't look like they had a slow lap. Maybe that's just the gap for J Racing coming out of the pits. And Dimitri Guapolis for Cursed Motors 2 just posted the personal best lap of 2:19.6, which is 1.6 seconds slower than the Free Ride Motorsport time posted earlier in the race. I think just too late for this battle, because Lenny Hall is in front of Rudy Koeppen, and Rudy Koeppen seems to be on his tail and want to overtake Lenny Hall. I'm wondering if he's going to pull it off, because we saw Lenny Hall being a very, very good driver. Krejci is a lap ahead of them, so Krejci won't be fighting for position in this battle. There will be waved blues for Rudy Koeppen and Lenny Hall to let cars behind them go by. Rudy Koeppen going not... no, I thought he was going inside. Behind Rudy we have Felipe Gonzalez running second in P1 class. Just got cleared. And Ace Racing just posted the personal best lap with 1:59.9, which is a second slower than the fastest time in the P1 class, but it's still a very, very good time from them. Really now a second off Lenny because of the traffic and the waved yellows. Diesel there also is the leader of the GT class, so those guys all behind Rudy won't be fighting for position, and there will be waved yellows for Rudy and Lenny Hall. There we have Eddie Gustina in the back for J Racing P1, on the hunt for Felipe Gonzalez, which is only a 10-second gap. So let's hope he can clear these guys before the end of the Camel Straight. Rudy sticking to the inside to let Gustina pass. And Gustina now on the way to get Lenny Hall. It's Koen Gerritsen, sorry, not Eddie. It's Koen, they driver swapped. Forgot. My team and I forgot. Paulette running in third place, 50 seconds behind Peter Cusella, so that might develop into something. Krejci is still a lap ahead of Rudy Koppen, so he won't be fighting Rudy for position. It's still a shame that the skin isn't loaded in yet, but it's a spiker car and it looks really nice. And I showed you guys during qualifying, and I'll pull it up at the end of the race after the driver interviews. There be drivers that want to be interviewed. Oh, and a crash for Osvaldo Angelone. I'm not sure what happened. Or was it Alvarez? I'm not entirely sure what happened, and I'm not gonna rewind because that will make the game crash, unfortunately. So I'm not absolutely sure what happened, but there was a crash. Krejci and Palet also not fighting between positions themselves. Palet is a lap ahead of Krejci. So he should be the first one to clear Rudy and Krejci. There's waved blues everywhere. And Oscar Alvarez, which in the LMP 2 car, which was, I think, in the crash, just went into the pits. Last place on P2, so their race is already over, definitely after the crash. They're a full lap behind Club F, so they won't be making that up during this race. Koen only 13 seconds behind Felipe Gonzalez for J Racing and Project XTR. It doesn't look like the gap is closing in as fast as we would like, with only 40 laps to go. And Rudy should really just let Mike Krejci go past, because it's getting blues everywhere. Another close gap. Lenny Hall is closing in on Rudy, which apparently is for position. It should be a second behind. Oh, there's the Ferrari of Lenny Hall. So that's fine. Right, several cars going into the pits. They're not really fighting for podiums, so I won't be supporting them as much. Koen still not able to close down on Felipe. There we have Krejci passing Koppen. Let's hope he can keep Larry behind. Lenny. And then we can all go on his way without waved blues anymore. There we go. It's a very good job by Rudy there. I wonder if the other guy, we have a free driver swap on our team, if the third driver is still going to run or if we're gonna keep it like this. We have still 39 laps remaining to run, and not everything is still settled. So it's very exciting, and it will probably be very exciting to the end. Koen now took 2 seconds out of Felipe, but still 10 seconds behind Felipe. Actually going wide, that might not be ideal. And Lenny Hall passes really on the first corner, which is a shame. So we're just closing up on the 4-hour race mark with 107 laps completed. Project XTR is only 1 minute and 30 seconds behind the leader of Freeride Motorsport, which have. Then there's J Racing, which is only 10 to 15 seconds behind Project XTR. So Lenny Hall got really coupon, and it seems to be pulling away slowly. I don't expect another fight in there. Let's go to the Felipe Gonzalez for Project XTR. Oh, we have Mike Omelan, which is 5th in P2. One around on the track. So this is our current second place runner. On the hunt for Fabio Enders for Freeride Motorsport, and being chased by Koen Gerritsen from J Racing. He's going into the pits. This is the chance for J Racing to catch him and stay ahead. Although I do know J Racing does have to make one more pit stop later this race. There we have Koen on the back straight, going past him right now. There we go. So Koen Gerritsen for J Racing taking second with another pit stop to go. If they do have the same fuel load and the same fuel rate, Felipe does also still need to make a pit stop and cannot run to the end from here. Although I'm not sure if that's the case. Then there's Freeride Motorsport with a 1 minute 45 second lead over J Racing currently. We expect them to see them in soon. There's Alex Strom for Ace Racing. He is last on P1 because they got disconnected and did not get fixed the live timing, but their end results will be fixed and will be clear. I'm wondering if Felipe is going to give the wheel to Ricciardo, who opened the race up. Apparently, Del Russell gave the car to Tanner Selby, who just went out of the pit. Yes, there we go. Felipe handed the wheel to Ricardo. This might get really interesting later on in the closing stages of the race. Ricardo is a really fast driver with the best lap time of 1:58.9. If he can lap in the 59s, he'll probably end up on the podium or on first place. Ricardo not having it and going straight to the middle of the two cars. He does want to catch up and wants to go for the first place on this race. There's a 35 laps to go. Not sure if he can do it, but it will make for exciting racing. Now, because I have to do something else real quick and there's no one covering for me, we're gonna have a small word from our sponsors. Works. Working, or is this not working? Not working. I'm gonna leave it live because the sponsor video appears to not to be working. But I'll be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back in my booth and we'll keep things going. Where's my mouse and why isn't it working? So, let's see what Ricardo did while I was away. Posting very fast times, as he's Ricardo and he does post very fast times. And apparently Peter Kozela for Team RPGL Monkeys and Spirit and Gent Ladies are both in the pit, and it is for precision. So whoever got the best pit stop out of this will be ahead in place 2 for the GT class. Apparently Gary Murray for Jamaica Boys X Team also came into the pits. This means that we have 3 cars in the pits which are all fighting for second place in the GT class. Whoever goes out first will hold on for second place temporarily, and if they're fast enough they'll probably keep it. Those Enders, am I right? Fabio Enders, yes, that was the leader of the race, posting another lap. And Jerry Racing currently improving their personal best to a 159.4, taking 2 seconds out of the lead of Fabio Enders. And we saw Gary Murray leaving the pit stop first, which means he will take second position in the GT cars. We still have 2 cars in the pits, still fighting for position. And ourselves, he was in 10th place. There goes Peter Kusela, who's gonna take third or fourth. Peter took 4th behind Martin Kretschy, who I think just passed him while racing. That means we have Spirit Endurance Gent Lady with Makkelijk Split on 5th place, still in the pits. Right, I'm just gonna call out the positions and team names which they're currently running, which still is Free Ride Motorsport on the lead for the LMP1 class. Behind them, J Racing with Koen Gerritsen with a gap of I think a minute. Then there's Project XTR behind them. On the LMP2 category, it's Team RGPL Czech on the lead with 4 laps to VFR team. Also in the P2 class. And behind them it's Koopa Racing, which is apparently only 3 seconds behind them, so it might be worth watching the battle for second place in the P2 class. And there's the GT category, which Free Ride Motorsport does also have the lead with a 3 lap. And the Jamaica team boys on second place with a 3-second lap. And there's third on the GT class is Team GPR Arnell Monkeys with a 20-second gap to second place. And it's F1 Live RT1 with a 30-second gap to third place. Sprint Endurance Jet Lady with half a minute to Live RT1. Then there's J Racing with a full minute gap to Spirit Endurance Jet Lady on 6th position. Then we have Lenny Hall in the pits for Hall Brothers Racing on 7th place. Then there's F1 Live RT2 on position number 8. And then the live timing went derp. And then there's F1 Live Rookie behind them. Then there is Rush Motorsport, and it's Club AV and Cursed Motorsport number 2 with 3 laps behind 11th place. And then there's Ace Racing and Cursed Motors 1 running P1 and GT with not sure on how many laps they are, so they're on the live timing, but we're not sure where they are. And we have Michael Oman for IGR World Racing number 5 and yet P2 posting 2 green times, which means he's doing his personal best at this moment with a 35.9 and a 54.3 in their sectors. Galda for Koopa Racing is now only 3.5 seconds behind VFR team Tonga Guarda. Could be in screen if we see them. Now there's only 29 laps to go and we still can't pick a winner. Osvaldo Angelone for Atlantic Racing just posted a personal best lap of 1:59.998. Not the fastest lap, but it's a very nice lap to have on your name. It also means that Atlantic Racing finally took the place back from Team GPR Czech P2, which were for a very long time in this race ahead of a P1 category car. Very well driving from them. I'm not sure what's happening with Koopa Racer Javier Ugalda, but he is losing time to VFR team. He was close with 2.5 seconds, but now the gap is 6 seconds. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. Maybe there's some damage, maybe he just got some traffic. He's going into the pits. He might be just doing an in-lap, which is maybe a bit slower, but it shouldn't be this much difference. There we have Ricardo on 3rd place overall and in class going past them. with a 2-minute gap to Kun, which is a round behind the leader. Leader and both J Racing, so Freeride Motorsport and J Racing, are posting roughly the same lap types. And there we have the leader going into the pits. I am absolutely not sure if he will be able to make it to the end from here, but he sure is pitting. We have 22 laps remaining, so it probably means Fabio will be able to run to the end after he comes out of the pit stop. This might mean that Freeride Motorsport is going to take a win in this round of the championship. He's still in the pits, and we are awaiting Koen Gerritsen coming by. We might just as well go to him. He's on the back straight. He might be able to close the gap to Fabio, although I'm pretty sure Koen still needs to do a pit stop at least one more time for fuel. So Fabio got out of the pits ahead of Koen. This might give Freeride Motorsport the win in the P1 class, as they already secured the P1 position on the GT class and have a free lap lead to the second place in the GT class. So the only thing to do for Koen right now is damage control and make sure he can run cleanly, because Fabio is probably not going to pit again. J Racing is going to pit, and I have absolutely no idea if Project XTR is going to make another pit stop. Matthias Paletta for Spirit Endurance Gentlady just posted a personal best time of 2:18.8, which is 0.8 of a second slower than the lead lap. They're still in 4th place with a lap behind Peter Kusela, who's only 2.5 seconds behind place number 2 Gary Murray. And find them. There we are. This is Gary Murray running second in class for the GT cars, with Peter Kusela just behind him. This is a battle for position and for second place on the live timing. There we are, Peter very close on the gearbox of Gary. there we have it, Gary being passed by everyone who's coming around, and most especially Peter Fusela, who just took the second place in the GT category. Ooh, and there was someone in the wall. That is Turasi for Club AV. And there we go, the leader just crossed the line, making lap 120 a go, which means we have only 25 laps remaining in this race. If there's close gaps and fights going on, we will be reporting them. The second place runner Jerry Racing Koen Gerritsen is only 15 seconds behind the leader. I'm not sure if you will be able to catch him and stay ahead of him. We only have a 45-minute stint remaining. Seeing a lap is about 2 minutes. We still have 25 by 2. That's a 50-minute. We have 50 minutes remaining of racing, which means we will end at 17 and 10 past 5 on Amsterdam time, and 10 past 4 in the UK, Portugal. Ooh, Gary Murray almost hitting Koen Gerritsen for J Racing there. Good driving by Koen to avoid it. Rudy Koepen for J Racing GT class is in the pits. He's currently 5th with a gap lead over 6th position. I do believe there's going to be a driver swap for the team with only 25 laps to go. And we have Ariel Royas for Copa